What's up, guys? It's Mogs. We're out here in Sault Ste. Marie for the NOSSA Championships. Icing avoided by J. Cole. She drops that back to Bryant. Bryant cuts out front, gets a shot, comes wide. Puck comes back out of the zone. Mel White picks it up for the Cardinals, takes it back in the zone. Her shot deflected into the glove. We're a minute 15 into the first period. Game started a little early, so just getting set up here. Should be all good. 0-0. Puck's fired over the net. Comes back to the blue line. Judd picks it up. Chips it down low to Shea. Shea puts it out front. Cleared away by North Bay. Puck comes out of the zone. Carly Shea hands it off to Kaylin. Kaylin chips that back in the zone. North Bay fires it up. Comes back to Kaylin. Regroups, hands it off to J. Cole. J. Cole to Bryant. Bounces off her stick. It hits Ryan Chevrier in the head. Her throat, maybe she's going to go for a break. Puck's at the blue line. North Bay keeps it in. Into the corner. Judd ties up. Gets some help from Manini. Chips up the wall. Cleared out by Bryant. Icing called. Puck's back in the zone, cleared out by the Sioux. Or by North Bay, sorry. We're in the Sioux. Puck at our blue line, chipped out. No, kept in by North Bay. They send it to the corner. Pass out front doesn't connect. They keep it in at the blue line. That shot gets blocked by Ray Goche. She dives in, gets tripped. That should be a penalty shot. Oh. Tripping called. All right. Late change, we get kicked out of the draw. We keep it in. Judd picks up the puck at the blue line, skates it across. Nice little shot, rebound comes out to Chevrier. Her shot's blocked. North Bay clears it out. Chevrier gets it behind the net. She's got some pressure. She's tied up in the corner. Gets some help. They hand it off to Judd. Judd goes for a little skate, then gets it up to Manini. Avery into the zone. Gets a shot. Goalie sends that away. Carrington keeps it in the zone. She's got support from Bryant. North Bay on top of the puck. Bryant comes out with it. Cuts out front, gets it to Avery. Her shot, through the goalie and into the corner. Back to the blue line. Brooklyn Manini sends it to Avery Manini. Avery ties up, kicks it out front. North Bay sends it all the way down. 50 seconds to go in the power play. 11 minutes in this first period. 0-0. Bryant gets it at the red line. Turns, re-enters the zone. Takes it wide, gets it out front. Jolie gets a deflection, it's loose. Puck cleared away by North Bay. Nice back check from White. Gets it to Angus, over to Chevrier. Ryan's shot deflected away into the corner. Ryan picks up the rebound, sends it to the blue line for White. White sends it back in the zone, but North Bay picks it up and heads the other way. Dumped into the zone, 5 seconds to go on that power play. Carly Shea takes it behind the net, gets it up to Jay Cole. She gets it out of the zone. North Bay picks it up in their zone. We're back to 5-on-5. 10 minutes to go in this first. Mel White chips it into the zone. Judd keeps it in at the blue line, gets it to Manini. She sends it in deep. North Bay gets it back in their zone, start to break out with it. They enter. Judd gets the puck back in the corner, takes it behind the net. North Bay sends it back down to the corner. At the hash marks, Jay Cole hands it off. Tries to get that to Shea. Goes wide, shot. Saved by Ringette, and puck comes out of the zone. Avery with some pressure, forces that play. Gets it to Chevrier, she turns with it. Up the boards. Is back in the zone. Judd gets a piece of it. Sends it out of the zone. North Bay picks it up in the neutral zone. Chevrier makes a play at the blue line. Bryant picks up the loose puck. Goes for a skate through the neutral zone. Enters North Bay territory. Gets it over to Chevrier. Chevrier back to Bryant. North Bay gets it at the hash marks, chips it out. Judd gets it at the red line, gets it to Ryan. North Bay knocks it into our zone. Shot steered away by Chloe. North Bay gets it in the corner. They try to cycle it. Judd sends it out of the zone. North Bay in possession, start to break out. Re-enter St. Charles territory. Drop pass to the blue line, knocked away. Now Carrington tries to come up through center. Ref gets in the way. North Bay gets it back in their zone. They chip it back to Mael White. White over to Palizé. She re-enters the zone. Carrington gets a shot. That's blocked by North Bay. Carrington on the rebound. Gets it back to Brooklyn Manini. She comes across the blue line. Her shot. Glove save. North Bay cuts in the zone. They get a shot. Ringette, big save. Rebound held on by Chloe Ringette. There we go. Sorry for the shaky camera. Still getting set up with 7:15 to go in the first. 0-0. Sudbury clears it out. North Bay gets it back. Chevrier to J. Cole, knocked out by North Bay. Back in our zone. Ryan ties up in the corner. North Bay brings it behind the net, tries a wraparound. They get it. One nothing North Bay. 6:48 to go in the first. Off the draw, you take it back in the zone. Knocked away by North Bay. They send it to the blue line and out. We get it back at the blue line, offside. 6.5 minutes to go. North Bay up 1-0. D-to-D pass up to Fletcher. Back to Plant. Plant to White. She gets that in the zone. It's over in the corner. We get to the blue line, but it comes out. North Bay brings it in the zone. Back check, and Chloe makes the save. .6:05 to go in the first. 1-0 for North Bay. North Bay takes it to the corner. They put it out front. Intercepted by Carrington. Carrington takes it out over the red line into North Bay territory. Tries to get that out front. North Bay's in the way. They send that around. Puck comes out. Shot off the blocker. Into the corner. We tie up. Chevrier to Angus, up for Manini. North Bay keeps it in at the blue line. Send that out behind the net. Judd gets there. Fires that around the boards. Judd sends that cross ice out of the zone. Carly Shea gets, Avery Manini gets a piece of that one. Comes in the zone, drops it to Bryant, puts it back out front. Couldn't get that shot. North Bay heads out with it. North Bay chips it into the zone. We tie up behind the net. North Bay gets it in the corner. They try to get to the blue line. They go behind the net, get a shot, cleared away. Another shot, save, rebound, picked up by Bryant. She gets cross-checked. We're going to get a power play again. There we go. Power play coming up for the Cardinals. Four and a half minutes to go in the first. Holy cow, girls. We do another late change. Kicked out of the draw. North Bay sends it to the blue line. White keeps it in. North Bay gets it in the corner. They send it behind the net. Chevrier picks it up. Chevrier cuts out front with it, gets a shot, that's blocked. Knocked down by North Bay. Chevrier gets it back near the blue line. North Bay chips it out. Oh, we got a penalty coming up to North Bay. Mail White with the puck, gets that to Avery Manini. We got 6-on-4. Avery into the zone, North Bay touches it. Whistle goes. Slash is called. So 5-on-3 for 1:20 with 3:54 to go in the first. This will be St. Charles' chance to get back on the scoreboard to tie it up 1-1. Currently 1-0 for North Bay. Shot on net, held on to. 1 second gone from the power play. Everyone's tied up. It's in some feet. We get it loose. Angus sends it down low. Manini gets a piece of it. Bryant gets the rest. She sends that back to Judd at the blue line. She walks in. Her shot deflected just wide. Mael White gets it back. Cuts down low. To Judd, over to Bryant. Bryant's shot goes wide off a deflection. Manini gets it back. Try to bury it, the goalie hangs on to it. 45 seconds to go in the first penalty, 1:25 in the second, 3:19 in the first. Bryant gets it off the draw, cuts out front, hands it off to Angus. Her shot, save, rebound, picked up by Chevrier. Bryant to Kalen. Kalen down low to Manini. Manini back to Chevrier. Chevrier circles, gets it to Avery. Avery's down low, gets it in front. Bryant gets a shot, glove save. 21 seconds to go in the first power play, 1:01 in the second, 2:55 in this first period, 1-0 for North Bay. Manini to Judd, over to Bryant. Bryant walks out with it, gets it over to Manini, backhand shot, glove save. 13 seconds to go in the power play, 53 in the second, 2:47 in this first period. Puck comes back to Judd. She hands it off to Chevrier. Chevrier across the blue line, gets a shot. Goalie makes a save, it's loose. Rebound picked up by Manini. She tries to get that in front, it's blocked off the thing. Manini's still working at it, 5-on-4 now. Bryant picks up the loose puck, gets it back to Judd. Judd walks in, gets it over to Chevrier, one-timer save, rebounds loose, and it's held on to. Yeah. Good goal. 5-on-4 for 28 seconds. 2:22 to go in the first. Get it back to the blue line. Mel White with it. Sends it down low. Harris gets a piece of it. Runs behind the net. Jay Cole ties up in the corner. Harris supports her. We got 10 seconds to go on the power play. Puck comes out. North Bay sends it down. Should be icing, and it will be. Back to 5-on-5 hockey with 1:49 to go in the first.
Give you the look.
Yeah. Puck goes behind the net. Harris picks it up. Harris tries to bring it back. North Bay gets in the way. They send it out of the zone. North Bay gets it behind the net. Try to get out front. Blocked. Loose puck in the corner. Gets to the blue line. North Bay keeps that in. Tie up at the hash marks. Goes to the corner. Brooklyn Manini sends it around to Jenna Cole. Cole chips it up. Kept in by North Bay. They get a shot. That save. Brooklyn Manini on the rebound. Sends that cross ice out of the zone to Brooklyn Harris. Brooklyn Harris gets a shot. Glove save. .52 seconds to go in the first. St. Charles down by 1. North Bay goes behind the net, chips it up the boards. Chevrier sends it back down low. Pressure from Fletcher in the corner. Puck comes back to Chevrier. She did a shot on net. Save is made. Rebound is loose. Still loose. Judd keeps it in at the blue line, sends it back in the zone. We got high stick on St. Charles, so face-off's coming outside.
You shouldn't be allowed to wear earrings.
Yeah.
Me too. Go get earrings.
26 seconds to go in the first. North Bay sends it down the ice. Judd gets it at the blue line. Sends it across to herself. Takes it into the zone. Behind the net. Cleared out by North Bay. Chevrier gets it back in the neutral zone. 6 seconds in the period. She's just going to run out the clock. And that's the end of the first. 1-0 North Bay. All right, here we go. Second period action out at the Northern Community Center in Sault Ste. Marie. Puck comes back to Avery Manini. She circles at the hash marks, cuts down in the corner, takes a hook. No call. Gets that to Carrington. Puck comes back to Judd. She sends it down low. Judd keeps that in at the sidewall. North Bay clears it out now. Chevrier comes back for the loose puck. Turns with it. Takes it wide into the zone. In the corner, behind the net. Pass out front, blocked by North Bay. They clear it out. Judd sends it back up. Now North Bay gets it back in the zone. Penalty coming up. Hooking. 14 minutes to go in the second. Power play for North Bay. Back to the blue line. North Bay sends it to the hash marks. North Bay gets it to the circle. Shot misses. Puck comes out, knocked away. North Bay gets a loose puck, sends it to the blue line. At the blue line, she gets a shot. That's blocked in front. Rebound. Big save from Chloe. Another save from Chloe Ringette. Mel White gets it off the draw, chips it up. North Bay keeps it in the blue line. Their shot goes over the net. Angus sends it around the boards. North Bay gets it behind the net, into the corner. Go to the blue line. Mel White at the hash marks gets a piece of it, and Judd sends that all the way. Oh no, it's blocked at the blue line again. North Bay chips it up. They get a shot. Chloe with the save. Rebounds loose. Chloe hangs on to that.
Seven.
47 seconds to go. Oh, someone broke their blade. One of the Boltons. Down a stick. I guess their backup sticks in the change room. Puck's back to the blue line, D-to-D pass. The walk-in shot, try back door, doesn't happen. North Bay gets it back. At the hash marks, one of the Boltons with it, fires the shot. Blocked in front, another shot from the point, that's blocked, and now Judd gets that one down this time. Goalie's going to play it. Pressure from Angus. Now Judd gets the loose puck, chips it up center. Knocked away by North Bay. They do a little drop pass. Try another. North Bay gets it to the blue line. They get a shot blocked by Angus. Angus, after that rebound, gets it over the blue. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Chevrier out of the box, steals the puck, gets that to Palizet. Palizet back to Chevrier, into the zone. North Bay sends it out. Picked up by Brooklyn Manini. She gets that tries to get that to Carrington out of her reach. Icy called. 11:40 to go in the second. 5-on-5 hockey. 1-0 North Bay. D-to-D pass, shot on net, steered away by Chloe. Rebound goes on net. Chloe hangs on to that. Back to the blue line, shot, glove save. St. Charles getting the line change in. Plant sends it up the boards. It's knocked back to Plant. She gets that to Bryant. She gets tripped. Power play coming up. .12 to go in the second. Power play for St. Charles. Bryant gets it, cuts out front, drops it back to Judd. Judd to Manini. Avery in the corner, walks out, sends it down low. Doesn't connect in front. Chevrier sends it back down low. Bryant ties up. Gets some pressure, works out front. Manini shot saved. Rebound picked up by Manini in the corner. And gets that to Bryant. Bryant cuts out front. She's in the high slot. Gets hooked, can't get the shot. Gets the puck back though. In some trouble, support from Angus. Bryant keeps the battle going. Angus gets the loose puck, back to Chevrier. She walks in, sends it across to Judd. She gets her shot off a player. That's cleared out by North Bay. Chevrier's back for it. Ryan Chevrier gets it. Now it's loose, cleared away. Judd goes for a skate. 3-on-2 the other way. Kaelin into the zone. Gets that. Ryan gets and Jolie. Puck ends up on Carrington's stick. She gets that to Avery. It's in her feet. Judd keeps it at the blue line, but it's cleared out by North Bay. Back check from Angus. North Bay gets in, gets his shot. Chloe with the save. Rebound cleared to the blue line, and out goes Mel White. White gets it into the zone after the red line. 20 seconds to go on our power play. North Bay picks the puck up in their zone and chip it out. White stops her at the red line. We got a little rugby scrum at the red line. Puck comes loose. Harris takes it into the zone. Gets a shot. Rebounds loose. We're back to 5-on-5. Brooklyn Manini keeps it in the zone. Now it's cleared out. North Bay out of the box. Picks up the loose puck. Knocked away by White. Back in the North Bay zone. Now at center ice. Mel White picks up the loose puck. Skates in the zone. Gets it down low. In the corner, Bryant finds a puck, comes out front, tries to get it out. It's loose, rebound. Picked up by Fletcher behind the net. She's tied up, keeps it moving. Help from the Cards. Back and forth, we get it. Get a shot, that's deflected away. Mel White keeps that in the zone. She's in the corner with it. Sends it behind the net. Brooklyn Harris after it with some pressure. Help from Fletcher, they keep that in. Harris and Fletcher working the puck down low. Back to Harris, she sends that to the blue line. Brooklyn Manini sends it down low to Alyssa Bryant. She skates out of the corner, circles back, cuts out front, gets a shot. It's in, holy Mackinac. Alyssa Bryant ties the game at 1 with 7:53 to go in the second period. Nice work from all the cards out there, keeping that puck in the zone, and Alyssa Bryant walks out with a little how do you do, backhand into the net. Face off at center, everyone's all tied up. Loose puck still at the red line. Still at the red line. Now back to the red line now. North Bay brings in the zone. Pass out front, intercepted by Chloe. 7:38 to go in this second period, all tied up at 1. Chloe with another save. Comes behind the nets. Chevrier's tied up. Support from Angus. Puck comes loose. Angus ties up again. Gets some help from Chevrier. She comes out with it. Ryan goes for a little skate. Ryan gets the red line, dumps it into the zone. Behind the net, North Bay gets there, but pressure from the Cardinals keep him down low. Isaiah and Angus working at it in the corner. Sorry. Puck's in the corner. Keeping it down low. Pass out front to Angus. He gets a shot. Glove save, can't hang on to it, rebounds loose, 6.5 minutes to go in the second. Judd keeps it in at the blue line. Offside is called. Maybe she didn't keep it in. That's all right. Settle things down, 6:26 to go in the second. Harris gets that in the zone. She's tied up at the blue line. Brian helps her out. North Bay sends it up to the red line. Harris gets it back. Now it's knocked over to Plant. Plant chips that away. It's kept in by North Bay. They get a shot over the net. On the sidewall, Bryant finds the puck. Sends it over to White. White to Harris. Up for Manini into the zone. Cleared out by North Bay. They get a lucky bounce here. They come in, they get a shot. Chloe makes 2 saves. Loose puck in front of the net, picked up by Chevrier. She clears that to the blue line and out. North Bay sends it back in. They're offside. They're back onside. Angus gets loose puck over to Judd. Judd chips that up to Shea. She gets that over to J. Cole. J. Cole into the zone, cuts out front. Oh, goalie gets a piece of it. Angus sends it back to Chevrier at the blue line. Chevrier gets it back to Angus. And they put that deep in the zone. Judd gets it back at the red line, sends it in the zone, follows it up, keeps the battle going, sends it behind the net. Into the corner, I believe that's Avery on the battle. Oh, it's Carly Shea. Now it's loose in front. Shot from J. Cole, cleared away. Judd gets it at the blue line, fires a shot, deflected over the net. Carly Shea on the rebound, works it back down low. North Bay clears it out of the zone. No, they get to the blue line, but White keeps that in. Now Shea sends it out front. J. Cole gets a shot. Goalie makes a save. Rebound into the corner. Puck's cleared to the blue line. Just gets over. Judd sends it back in the zone. Now North Bay possession, skates it in. Stopped by Kalen. Kalen sends it up center to Carly Shea. Carly to Jenna Cole. Jenna Cole into the zone. Cuts in out front. Can't get a shot. Keeps possession though. Gets that back to Brooklyn Manini. Manini to White. White. Cross ice. Gets it to Palizé. She knocks it down in front. Fletcher working at it, but North Bay's going to ice the puck. Oh, they get a shot on... No, they don't get a shot on net. Icing called. I was real close to the net. 3:49 to go in the second. And we come out front, get a shot, save, rebounds loose. 3:38 to go in the second. Stressful.
Playing better now, right? More play by play, bro?
Okay.
You should get this guy.
Okay, quick chat with the bench, not really sure. Dirt cheap. Bryant works out front, knocked back to White. White sends it down low. Manini tied up behind the, or no, Shea's tied up behind the net. Working at it. Oh, that was Manini. Okay, gets it to Bryant. Bryant to White. White back to Bryant. Nice little move from Lissa. She walks out, gets a shot, it's deflected. Picked up by North Bay.
I don't think she got a lot of weight on it.
No. North Bay sends it into the zone. White ties up in the corner. There we go. Manini gets it out to Palizé. Over to Bryant. Bryant circles back and gets that to White. White cuts up center. Off the boards for Palizé. Just out of her reach, North Bay sends it D to D. They chip it back up center. Then they go offside. 2.5 minutes in the second. 1-1 game. Up here at Sault Ste. Marie. Chevrier clears it out of the zone off the draw. Gets it over to Jenna Cole, up for Angus. Angus into the zone. That's behind the net. Into the corner, back to Judd. Judd to Angus. North Bay gets in the way. Chip it up center, loose puck. Ringette clears that away. Picked up by Jenna Cole. Jenna Cole clears the zone. North Bay sends it back in. Chloe picks it up behind the net, leaves it for Kaylin. Kaylin to Harris in her feet, gets it out of the zone. Harris gets it back into the North Bay zone. Now North Bay sends it up center, chips it in the zone. Chevrier, good battle. Gets good position. Puck comes behind the net. On the sidewall, Judd picks it up. Chips it up center out of the zone. North Bay regroups in the neutral zone, chips it up. Finds Ryan Chevrier. Chevrier circles with it, makes some space. Gets that going in Jenna Cole into the zone. North Bay picks it back up in their territory. They turn. Draw pass. Shot blocked. Loose puck picked up by Chloe. Still loose. Whistle goes, no goal. 1 minute go. 1 minute to go in the second period. Yeah. Plonk gets the puck off the draw, up to Angus. Angus to Bryant. Bryant into the zone. Loose puck picked up by North Bay behind the net. They send it up center. Chip it into the zone. Mal White ties up, gets some help from Bryant. 2-on-2 battle behind the net. Bryant takes it out, gets it to Angus. Angus chips it up to Manini, sends her on a break. Avery Manini cuts in, nice little move. Goalie with the save. We keep it in the zone. We got 12 seconds. And it now comes out. Plant over to White. We go back onside. No, offside is called. Five seconds to go in the second. We'll get one more face-off at the blue line. We walk in, we get a shot at the buzzer, it's blocked, and that's the end of the second. All tied up at 1, no flood. We flooded after the first, so third period action coming up soon.
I was just sending you that.
All right, here we go. 15 minutes to go in regulation time. We get the draw. North Bay ties up though and sends it back in our zone. North Bay gets it behind the net. Judd ties up and they get a shot though. Loose puck out front, picked up by Avery Manini. She takes it out of the zone. Ships it down low. Into the corner. Works it over for, tries to get that to Angus. Isaiah helping out. Back to Manini. Manini gets out front to Angus. Her shot blocked. North Bay chips it to the blue line. Judd sends that back in on net. Puck comes out of bounds. .14 minutes and 12 seconds to go in this 1-1 game. Puck gets to the line. White pinches to keep it in. And North Bay gets it out on the second effort. Emma Plots back for it, sends that around the boards. North Bay keeps that in our zone. Behind the net, Plot finds a loose puck, sends it around the boards. North Bay gets at the blue line. Cole keeps the pressure going. Back to Brooklyn Manini. Sorry, I was calling her Plot earlier. I keep getting those girls mixed up. 8 and 9 look the same. Oh, Brian takes a high stick to the head. Penalty coming up to North Bay. 13:30 to go Is it going to be a 2 or a 4? Oh, I don't know. It's going to be a 2-minute power play. Angus back to Chevrier. Chevrier across the blue line, back to Angus. Angus gets a shot. It's in! Holy mackerel! Chevrier to Angus. Angus fires one on a screenshot. Power play goal. Puts the Cardinals up 2-1 with 13:22 to go in regulation time. Power plays at 33% now. Judd gets the loose puck, chips it into the zone, hits the netting. So face-off will probably be at the blue line. Let's see which one they choose. They're probably going to move it to the far blue line, yeah. Pretty much where she shot it from. So rules are rules. 13:17 to go in regulation. Everyone's tied up off the draw. They kick it up, and Avery finds it. She gets over the blue line, drives the net, knocked away by North Bay. Back check from Avery and Jolie. It might have been Carly who brought that in now. 12 and 13 get me mixed up too. So, anyways, North Bay gets in her zone. Shot blocked by Judd. Puck cleared away by Angus or maybe Chevrier. Either way, the puck's out. Now it's loose in the neutral zone. Judd picks it up, goes for a little skate. Loose puck in our zone. Chloe clears it all the way out of the zone. Puck comes back into our territory. Pass out front, doesn't connect. Bryant battles behind the net, sends it around the boards. North Bay gets there. They send it to the blue line. Pressure from Paisley, and Chloe makes the save. Rebound picked up by Alyssa. She goes for a skate. Alyssa re-enters the zone. Drops it for Carrington. North Bay knocks that away, though, and heads out. Mel White stops her at the blue line. Loose puck down low, put out front by North Bay. Chloe clears that away. Now we chip it up to Brooklyn Harris. Harris gets that to Paisley. Can't get over the blue line. It's back to the defense. We go D to D. Oh! Physical play there, and puck comes into the zone. Oh, North Bay doesn't connect on the pass. Bryant intercepts it. She circles back. She's tied up at the hash marks. North Bay finds it and skates out with it. Slow them down. They dump it in. North Bay gets it in the corner. Puck comes behind the net. North Bay gets there. They try a wraparound. Not happening this time. 11:05 to go in the third period. 2-1 Cardinals.
They have many information. I think it's down to the old one because of the payments on that. On the file, I'm not tell you.
North Bay not happy with the line change procedure. Ref has a quick chat, and we're back in action. 11:05. Off the draw, Judd gets it out of the zone. Off of North Bay. No icing. Puck's in the corner. Comes out. North Bay finds a loose puck. They chip it into the zone. No, Judd stops him at the blue line. Now North Bay gets it to the red line and dumps it in. North Bay gets their change in now, and Chevrier gets loose puck behind the net. Chevrier comes out with it. Finds Angus. Angus to Manini. It's in her feet. comes back to Chevrier. Chevrier tries to go D to D and get some help from Mael White. She chips it into the zone. Angus and Manini at the blue line. Puck comes loose. White keeps it in the zone. Manini tries to work it out. Gets knocked away. Brooklyn Manini to Mael White. Up for Angus. Gets away from her. Now Angus finds it at center. Chips it into the zone. Avery with some pressure, but it comes out. Ison waved off. All right. Brooklyn Manini picks it up for the Cards. Fires it up to Avery Manini. Avery gets that into the zone. Oh, pass. So it's going to come all the way back to our zone where the pass originated from. Oh, we're going to go to the blue line? Okay. I'm not going to argue that one. Loose puck picked up by the Cardinals. We take it in the zone, but the loose stick stops us. Chevrier stops her at the red line, gets that to Bryant. Bryant tries to work that in, gets that over to Fletcher. Fletcher chips it in, gets some help from Palisade, and Bryant's working at it. It's in some feet. Nice battle from Melissa Bryant. Gets back to Kaylin. She gets a shot. Oh, just a little wide. On the rebound is Fletcher. Reina battles in the corner, gets some support from her teammates. Puck comes back to Judd. Judd chips it in, hits a funny bounce, bounces behind the net. Puck's cleared out of the zone and won't make it for an icing. Chevrier's there for it. Ryan to Kaylin. Kaylin turns, the old fake pass, now clears it out. North Bay gets it at the red line, gets stopped by Angus. North Bay gets it back at the blue line. Now Angus, no, this time it's Fletcher. Fletcher to Shea. Carly gets that into the zone. North Bay chips it up center ice, or up to the red line, should say. Now behind the net, Cardinals get it. Hand it off to Harris. Harris to Shea. Shea chips it into the zone. It's cleared to the blue line. Emma Plante gets a shot, that's deflected into the corner. North Bay gets it back, but Mael White keeps that in. It's cleared out though by North Bay. White to Plante, up to Shea. We're back in the zone. The old chip and change. We'll get Harris with some pressure. The other two get a change in. Plante at the blue line ties up and slowing her down. That allows Alyssa Bryant to come in, force the play back in our zone. Mael White picks up the loose puck. Circles back, gets that behind the net to Bryant, back to White. White chips it up the boards, ref's in the way. White tries it again, this time clears the blue line. North Bay sends it back in the zone. Chloe plays it for the Cards. We get that up to Mael White. Mael White fires it up center. That's going to be icing. 7:19 to go in regulation. 2-1 Cardinals. In game one of NOSSA, timeout called by North Bay. There you go. NOSSA hockey out in the Sioux. There you go. Let's do it. All right, timeout over. North Bay in our zone. Loose puck in the corner, chipped up. Palisade tying up at the hash marks. Loose puck again. North Bay finds it. They send it into the corner. Judd gets loose puck off the glass and out of the zone. North Bay sends it back in. Chloe Ringette picks it up behind the net, leaves that for Ryan Chevrolet. Ryan's tied up, again support from Avery. Whistle goes. 6:41 to go in regulation. 2-1 Cards. They're saying now if we freeze the puck, we're going to get a delay game penalty. Let's see how that goes. Judd fires it around the boards off the draw. Bryant picks it up. Bryant behind the net. Gets that up to Harris. Harris chips it up center. Gets it to the blue line and Chevrier takes it out. Ryan gets the red line over the blue into North Bay territory. Puck's knocked back to Kalen. Kalen hands it off to Avery. Avery hits the brakes, finds Alyssa. Alyssa over the blue. Gets it into the corner. Nice physical play. Puck's knocked loose by North Bay. They send it out of the zone. Judd's racing after it. She's going to get there before the icing. Send it out of the zone. North Bay sends it back in, offside. It should come back a little bit, yeah. Intentional offside. 5:51 to go in regulation. 2-1 for the Birdies. It's at the blue line. It gets in North Bay's zone. Angus finds it. Angus back to White. White gets a shot. It's on net. Rebounds loose. Still loose. Angus gets a piece of it. North Bay trying to get it out. They get to the blue line and out. But Palisade gets it back in the zone. Carrington cuts in wide with it. Fires that towards the net. Fletcher with some pressure. Comes out of the zone. Bertha Manini chips it up to Alyssa. Now North Bay comes back in our zone. North Bay gets a shot. Chloe with the save. Rebounds loose. Chloe hangs on to that. Battle in the corner. Gets to the blue line. North Bay keeps that in. They go D to D. They get a shot. Chloe glove save. Off the draw. Everyone's tied up. Chevrolet finds loose puck. Puck comes loose. Avery Manini takes that into the zone. She's tied up, gets that to Angus. Angus back to Judd. Across to Chevrier. Chevrier comes in, gets a shot. That's blocked. North Bay gets it to the blue line and out. Back in our zone. Good back check from Chevrier, and Bryant gets the puck. Over to Manini. Manini, nice little move at the hash marks. Gets it to Angus. Angus into the zone. She's pinned down the door. Gets some help from Manini. Puck is loose. Plonk gets it back, sends it in the zone, but North Bay finds it. Sends it out, but White gets it back. Sends it back in the North Bay zone. 4 minutes to go in regulation. North Bay in possession. Gets the red line and dumps it in. Puck goes behind the net, picked up by the Cardinals. Kept in at the blue line. by North Bay. Now Carly Shea chips it back to the blue. North Bay gets it on net. Nope. Shot gets deflected in the corner. We tie up in the corner. Loose puck picked up by the Cardinals. Out comes Alyssa Bryant into the zone. Bryant wheeling and dealing, gets that to Shea. North Bay knocks it away. North Bay sends it out of the zone, won't make an icing. They get a shot on net out of it. Chloe with the save. Puck goes back behind the net. North Bay gets there. Now pressure from the Cardinals. Send that around. Shea ties up in the corner, gets that behind the net to White. White up the boards to Cole. Cole tied up the hash marks, chips it to the blue line. North Bay keeps it in. Now White sends it cross ice out of the zone. Won't be an icing. North Bay's going to get there. Pressure from Shea, slows her down. And at the red line, in comes Angus. Angus chips that back in North Bay territory. North Bay gets it back with 2.5 minutes to go. Angus steps in her way. Little interference, no big deal. Elbow to the head of Cole. She keeps the battle going. Puck comes loose. Sent back down low. Angus at the hash marks. Gets it to Chevrier. Her shot deflected. Goalie makes a save. Cole after that rebound. Knocks it loose. Keeps it in the zone. Some help from Angus. But now North Bay gets it out. Now Chevrier gets it at the red line. Sends it back in. Running out of breath here. 2 minutes to go in regulation. North Bay starts to break out. North Bay gets the red line. We come into the zone. We tie her up. Now loose puck picked up by the Cardinals. Ryan Chevrier going for a skate. Gets the blue line over the red. Takes a little hook. And puck picked up by North Bay. North Bay chips up the sidewall. Gets back to Chevrier. She settles it down. Oh, that's going to be a high stick. No, we play it to avoid it. Ooh, the trip too. And now North Bay pulls the goalie with 1:13 left in regulation. Shot on net, save, rebound goes in the corner. 6-on-5, 1:06 to go in regulation. North Bay gets the puck in the corner. They send it behind the nets. Chevrier after it. Ryan ties up in the corner. Now we're in the final 50 seconds. Chevrier and Bryant working at it. Bryant helping out. Loose puck in the other corner. Judd picks it up, chips it out of the zone, over the blue. North Bay regrouping in the neutral zone. Pressure from the Cardinals. North Bay gets back in. Judd knocks it down off the glass and out. Off in North Bay. Oh my God, the ref didn't see it. It was right in front of him. No big deal. 23 seconds.
23 seconds.
6-on-5 for the North Bay. For the Bears, I think they are. All right, face-off goes into the corner. We pin it there. 15 seconds. Puck gets loose to the blue line and out. 8 seconds. North Bay still has to clear the zone. They're offside. They're offside still. Still offside. That's offside. There we go. We clear it out. That's the game. Oh, she punches Caitlin in the head. Wow. That's unsportsmanlike. Wow. Anyways, St. Charles with a big win. North Bay sore losers. And that's 2 points to start us off at NOSSA.
We should go there and take the referee book and show them that.
Yeah. Tempting. Let's film this handshake to see how the sore losers do. All right, that's all she wrote. See you all at 1:30 for game number 2.